Morning everybody, Gavin. Jonquil here in Atlanta. Pissing rain today, so we ain't working. But I got a big project coming up. I want to take the opportunity to get some before pictures, videos, kind of set this up, because by the time we end up doing it, we're going to basically see it done. So I'm going to go through a couple areas. We got a project here. It's about 3.5 acres of pasture. It's been overtaken, so we're trying to get some of the land back. So we've got a project to clear this pasture here behind me. I mean, you can see it looks rough right now just with it behind me. So I've stomped through it a couple times, but we're gonna come back here. We're gonna get it cleared out. We've got a forestry mulcher coming this week to take this project. It's gonna be a 2-day job, considering all the work that needs to be done. So if you guys aren't familiar with forestry mulchers, you could basically take everything on a trunk up to like a 10-inch size on a tree. Take a little bigger on a pine, but for hardwood you're looking at about 10 inches. So these machines are ridiculous. They take huge abuse. You need big skids to run them, but we're gonna get it hammered out. Forestry mulcher, got my guy set up. He'll be here later this week, but because it's raining today, we're not working. I want to come over here and kind of get some befores before we get some action shots, see how this thing rolls, see how this thing just mows through this stuff, and then the after product. So this will be a fun video because I'll do updates down the road, probably 6 months, 12 months, and see how the whole project turns out, because we got a lot of work to do. So let me show you what we got. All right, so we're basically gonna be doing everything on the outside of the fence. That's where all the pasture is, right? So we're gonna reclaim the pasture from how bad it is. There's just privet like this everywhere. I'd break this pasture into probably like 3 different areas. And we've got on these fences up front, here, there's a lot of kudzu, a lot of privet, a lot of briars. You can see there's a wall. You just see it's mangy. Like, this thing hasn't been taken care of. I mean, it's truly been neglected at least 5-6 years, if not more. So it's just gnarly. Just to even tromp back through here to check this job out, it was crazy. But you could see it goes back all the way over there. I'll walk over there in a second. But this is how it breaks down. So up against the fence, you got a lot of crazy stuff. This front section here, it's all grasses. Forestry mulcher is almost overkill for it, but you know, this would be a bush hog kind of thing. But this forestry mulcher is just gonna mow this down. He'll be able to get through this quickly. You could see here where these trees are, right in here. Somebody had dug a ditch in here, because this back area is so flat and it backs up against the creek. There's a ditch right in here that they've dug out. So this thing serves a purpose, but you could see these trees, these didn't grow overnight, man. These things are 30 feet tall. So they're gonna come in here and mow all that stuff down. Now, the width and size of these will not be an issue for the forestry mulcher. This privet and all this stuff here won't be an issue. Right, so the front section, we've got all this grass. We've got all these sapling trees that have grown up to 20-30 feet over the past 5 to 7 years, we'll call it. And then you can see all the mature trees back here, and I'll get you a different view here shortly. But all those mature trees, they're gonna stay. But you see all that privet, all that green privet under there, that's all gone. It is briar central. Now I know there's plenty of deer and stuff back here, coyotes, foxes, because this thing hasn't been touched in years and years. So they've made this their home, or should I say make it their home. They come through here regularly. But we're gonna get this cleaned up. So the property goes all the way over to these pines and it runs back on a diagonal, kind of like a pie shape. And then you can't see the other side because it's behind here, but the property line's over there and it runs in a pie shape. But let me get you another angle. All right, so I'll give you guys one final view. So that's where we were standing, right down here. You can see the front section, it's grass. Property line runs out that way. Property line here, you see the fence between the neighbor. It runs back that way. So, front section, we'll call it grass. Middle half is more underbrush, privet. Pretty gnarly. You can see it's the only thing that's green back there. Right, let's see. You see all that? These are those trees where the ditch is. And there's a ditch that runs all the way back to the creek. And then that back third up against the creek is all underbrush, privet, briars, central. There is a large tree that fell back there that we found. It's been back there a while. Benefit is because it's pretty rotted out, the forestry mulcher will be able to go ham on it. The diameter is much bigger. It's probably closer to 15, 16 inches. But because it's rotted, he should be able to mow that right down. So it shouldn't be a problem. You can see the neighbor next door. He's got this front pasture, and that's what we're trying to get it looking similar to. It's gorgeous. During season when everything's greened up, it's nice and thick and lush. So we're going to try to do something similar, but keeping all of the mature trees. So this will be a project, 2 days. Should take the forestry mulcher. We'll update it once they get going. All right, y'all, here's the update. So this is the second part. So I know the first part is a little long-winded in terms of explaining everything that was going on, right? And I apologize for that, but there was a lot to cover because there was a lot going on. So, backstory, that video was shot in just before Christmas. If you guys are familiar here in the South, we got a ton of rain. We got deluge of rain back in late December, January, February, right? So the property that we're doing here is in a floodplain. So it was just constantly wet. There was no way we could do it. So we are now in mid-April, and we've had a lot of good days. It's dried out. We haven't had rain in about 2 weeks, but it's worked out. So here's the update. I'm going to show you guys how this thing has totally transformed and done a total 180. And I'm going to walk it so I could show you some stuff because we couldn't walk it before. But here's what's going on. Let me flip this around. Wow. Boom. That thing ripped through everything amazingly. So from this vantage point, you can't tell now that all the trees are filled in. You saw all the grasses out front. There's ditches. There's some things that have been done since then. The trees are there, but I'm going to walk back here in a few seconds, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. But from the beginning to this, wow. Wow. All right, so this is where we stood just 4 short months ago when we started this damn project. It's cleaned up. We stood right here. The ditch line going back. Since then, I did cut in a ditch here, and again from the neighbor's property here over to get this main ditch back to the creek. It's all wood chips. There's a ton of brush here. See if I can get it in the sun. There you go. That's it. It's all broken down, right? The best part about this is this property has all season long to let all this break down, let some of the natural grasses come back. We still have some work to do in these ditch lines. There's a couple humps from the spoils when they dug these ditches that we're gonna grade out and get everything done. So let's take a walk further back. all just wood chips. I mean, there were huge bushes here of privet. And again, nothing but a memory. Nothing but a memory. All right, so this is from the back property line. You could see from the front, you can't tell, but from here, we've cleaned out so much brush and all these trees are so wide open now, right? So we get kids that come back here, ride dirt bikes, but this is all back against the creek. So this is pretty cool. We've got all this. I'll walk you up here a little bit. What y'all think? Did we do a good job? Clearing it all out? You couldn't see the sky standing back here before. Now you can get back here and ride quads or ATVs or dirt bikes or whatever. Now let me show you, this is the pride. If he did it right, now you're seeing this is first time like I am. Yeah. Check this out. It's gonna be a pretty cool hangout area on the creek. You can see just enough of that house. Hold on. There we go. There's the sun. You see just part of that house. All right, so that's the wrap. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. It's been going long enough. I apologize to you guys that are gonna comment and say, Jesus, long-winded, you could have got this done in 3 minutes. But the extent of this project and how important it was and how it turned out, I mean, I can't say anything about it. If you guys have seen a forestry mulchering work, I'll probably have dropped a video or a little clip of what it looks like at this point. But I'm happy as a clam, man. Look at this. It looks awesome. So, forestry mulchers, if you guys aren't familiar with how they work, full-size skids, rip this stuff up. I mean, this guy was taking down trees like this because they were all over here. Dude was just mowing them down. Mowing them down. So, with that being said, hope you all enjoyed kind of the befores and afters. This was a pretty cool project to tackle. There will be more updates. There's tons of wildlife, tons of deer, and all that jazz around here. But we're gonna, like I said, do a little grading work. This will be just pasture, all grass. We'll mow it up on a regular basis. Right, you can't see nothing with the sun. But that's how it goes down. So, hope y'all enjoyed. This is a costly project. It was not cheap, but there's no way you could have got this done in a time frame. You could have got a chipper and just drug it around the only way you would have done it on a tractor and just chipped it. It would have taken you 3 guys, 4 guys a month. I kid you not, to get it done. So I'm happy for technology. I'm happy we got it done. We'll wrap this thing up. So y'all be good till next time. Questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know what you think. It's a big project. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And we will have updates on this, so stay tuned. Till next time, be good. I'm out. Houston, we have a problem. Oh boy.